So there's this big article that came out in the Wall Street Journal, and the title is Washington's New Lobbyists Paid Online Influencers with Few Rules. Corporate and foreign interests pour money into getting pro-Trump social media stars to push their causes. Okay, so let me show you this. Israel quietly paid influencers on the American right $900,000 to peddle pro-Israel talking points in 2025 and plans to increase spending to $250,000 a month or $3 million annually. The money comes from an initiative called Project Esther, which has the aim of swaying public opinion to a more pro-Israel position with the help of American influencers. Quote, "We have to fight back. How do we fight back? Our influencers," Netanyahu said in a recent video. So, I need you guys to realize how nefarious this is. Almost all of the political shit that you see online from the right is a psyop. All of it, nearly all of it, is bought and paid for, right? You got Tim Pool, who's randomly he gets very weird on the issue of Israel. This is a guy who claimed to be anti-war for the longest time. Why is he so weird on the issue of Israel? Well, I think we have our answer. He was at the meeting with Netanyahu and Dave Rubin and a bunch of other right-wing content creators. And, then he comes out and says, he gave a little bit of insight into what happened in the meeting, but acted like it was totally normal. I, Tim Pool, the YouTuber, should be in the room with the prime minister who's committing a genocide. Why do you think you're there, Dippy? You know why you're there. They're using you. And they're, we don't know in Tim's case, in this instance, if he has taken the money. But what we do know is he certainly ended up taking money that was laundered through Tenet Media and Lauren Chen from the Russian government, right? To say things like Ukraine is our enemy. So I need this level of skepticism that you have about conservative commentators. I need it to quadruple. Okay? It's no longer acceptable to just look at them and say, oh, these people are crazy. Oh, these people are stupid. That's not enough. No, they are also bought and paid for. They are bought and paid for. And none of it is organic. And I've been seeing this shit all over the place. And to be fair, it's not just Israel buying, it's the old thing people would say on Twitter, there's a $7,000 post, because Israel paid up to $7,000 for pro-Israel posts from influencers that had a certain following. But it's not just Israel. It's all these different lobbies are now getting into this because they realize this is an unregulated marketplace and it can't be regulated because we have the First Amendment, because we have free speech, because we have a free press. Anybody can say, I'm an influencer, I'm just a guy with opinions, and that person can just be bought and it can spew the talking points that they're paid to spew. So what I'm telling you is you need to demand from everybody you follow or everybody you listen to politically, you need to know how they're funded, right? You need to know what their rules are for themselves. You need to know that they have standards, right? Why do you think I say at the top of every single show, I've never had a conversation with an advertiser. I've never done an ad read. I've never talked to a billionaire. I've never talked to a PAC or a government or anything like that. I've never taken any DNC dark money or anything like that. We raise our money through the default ads on YouTube, our Substack subscriptions, which is you guys directly, and Patreon donations from you guys, right? That's it. I've tried to build this business model as pure as the fucking driven snow, so when you're hearing me talk, this is what I really believe. Nobody's paying me to say shit. I'm saying what I think, right? And unfortunately, on the right in particular, this shit is all AstroTurf, bro. It is all AstroTurfed. It is astounding. So I want to go through some of this with you so you see how widespread the problem is. So here we go. Last summer, Donald Trump's 28-year-old former campaign aide, Alex Bruesewitz, had some new advice for the president. Reclassify marijuana as a less dangerous drug. Quote, nearly 70% of Republican voters support Trump on this. No brainer, he said to more than 640,000 followers on X. What Bruesewitz left out of the post, a political action committee funded by legal marijuana's biggest players had just paid him $300,000. Oh my God. So guys, let me explain something to you. These rules I'm talking about even apply when I agree with the message. If you want to tell your people we should legalize marijuana because it's your actual opinion, that's cool and fine and great. That's freedom, right? That's what we do. But if you are getting paid $300,000 to say that, no, that's not okay. And now you're just a sellout. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what the issue is. If you're just being paid to say it, it's not real. Trump's return to the White House has transformed the federal government and upended the business of lobbying, creating a new class of Washington operatives that blur the lines between consulting, advocacy, and journalism. Corporate and foreign interests that used to rely primarily on paid lobbyists to pitch their case to lawmakers and administration officials are now instead pouring money into trying to get their cause promoted by a group of young conservative influencers known to be close to Trump's staff. Oh my God. A camera-ready pack of Gen Z social media natives, many of whom were too young to vote when Trump announced his first run for office, are reaping the rewards. They don't work for traditional news outlets and are thus unshackled from newsroom ethics rules, such as the typical ban on accepting gifts worth more than $25. They don't have to follow the disclosure laws that apply to big money super PACs or lobbyists, and they have large followings eager to hear pro-Trump views, a gold mine for those looking to sway both Washington and the public. Israel made plans last year to spend over $900,000, so we already talked about the Israel portion of this. The solar, energy, and health industries have paid thousands of dollars to influencers to support their interests, according to people who have been offered or participated in such deals. Qatar, beverage interests, and others have courted those with online political followings. MAGA influencers are turning access to the White House into lucrative new businesses. Trump's former campaign manager, Brad Parscale, has pivoted from campaigning to running a prominent firm that specializes in connecting influencers to companies and others willing to pay for their posts. Oh my God, guys. Nobody has any standards anymore. Brucewitz's comments had focused attention on the marijuana reclassification issue. In August, boxer Mike Tyson reposted Brucewitz's remark that said reclassification would be well received. In October, Brucewitz, who has no role in the administration and works for an outside political group aligned with the president, told the Free Press it would be a political savvy move. In December, Trump overrode objections from Republican lawmakers and directed the federal government to reclassify the drug. Now, by the way, there's been a lot of misreporting around this. What happened was Biden reclassified marijuana from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. Trump came in and immediately blocked it because he overturned all the shit that Biden did through executive order, right? And then he decided, okay, I'm going to reverse the thing that I did and go back to Biden's position. That's exactly what happened there. One of the largest historic spenders on Washington lobbying, Qatar, is pursuing an influencer strategy that appears to be paying dividends. So you got Israel doing it, now you got Qatar getting in on the game. In November, it sponsored trips to Doha for several pro-Trump social media personalities, promising interactions with members of Congress who were also there, and celebrities, and VIP Formula One tickets with paddock access that regularly go for more than $10,000 apiece. Quote, Thanksgiving looking a little different this year, former journalist Caitlin Sinclair wrote on Instagram alongside a photo of a glimmering hotel pool at night and the outside of a Qatari outpost of Cipriani, the classic New York Italian spot, where partygoers inside ate oysters while a woman in a sequin dress sang "Stand By Me." Those who went to Doha said they weren't paid to post specific messages about the trip, but some offered glowing reviews. Rob Smith, a veteran and gay pro-Trump commentator, Instagrammed a photo of himself beaming next to Serena Williams. To be honest, I had zero clue that Doha was such a cultural hub, he wrote in the caption. This is what they're paying for. And now everybody's getting in on the game. The entire right-wing movement is just a sellout movement. They have no actual principles. At the end of the day, they're fascists, they're warmongers, and they sell out to the billionaire class. So if they get paid by billionaires and corporations to do pro-oil industry tweets, or do pro-Qatar or Saudi Arabia tweets, or do pro-gun tweets, or whatever, they will do it. They will do it. It's all a mirage. It's all fake. It's literally all a psyop. Nobody's telling you what they actually think about shit. You cannot trust any of these people. You cannot trust any of these people. I swear to God, man, you need to come up with rules that you live by. Hey, I'm not going to listen to anybody who takes money from these. I mean, how common is it now to take these fucking crypto deals or these gambling deals, right? Rule that person out. They're done. It's over. They're sellouts. They're sellouts. Everybody should look at those people the same way everybody now looks at Bill Burr for selling out to Saudi Arabia, right? Again, never talked to an advertiser, never done an ad read. Breaking Points, exact same thing, right? There's very few of us who can say it, but there's a reason why we've always fucking harped away on that. It matters. It matters in a time when everything's fake, nobody's telling the truth, nobody's giving real opinions, and the lobbyist money has taken over, and now it's a bonanza now for people who want to sell out and get paid to regurgitate shit that corporations want you to regurgitate, or countries for that matter. So anyway, this goes on. And again, what you'll hear is all these different outlets now are getting in on it. All these different companies, all these different billionaires, all these different countries. And, they get celebrities involved with it. And look at this. This is C.G. Pearson, the young conservative commentator. This is the black gay conservative commentator who went to Gaza and basically said there was no genocide. He was paid by Israel to do that. This is demonic. This is actually demonic. These people are immense sellouts. You shouldn't listen to a fucking word they say. Nobody should trust them. Don't fall for it, man. But unfortunately, this is what's happened. And, I'd rather not be special and have everybody sort of abide by similar standards and practices like I have with the money I accept and don't accept, right? I'd rather have it that way, but it's not like that. And unfortunately, we're one of very few that does it. But the entire media environment around me is just a fucking cesspool, and it's only getting worse. And this really, really highlights that. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.